Good morning. Not really. It's 9:45 and I just woke up. Taking my first sip of coffee. Oh my God. Like I said before, I don't do mornings well. Oh Lord. I'm feeling my age lately. Oh. So I started this channel. I thought I would come on here and talk a little bit about myself and maybe do morning coffee chat videos, even though I'm not awake. And I was advised by a good friend of mine, and he's like, you need to go on YouTube. People like you, you're real. Just start going on there and talking, and so that's what I'm doing. So I thought I would come on this morning, and you guys have seen some of my videos. I did an unboxing. God, I'm moving slow. And did some other things on here. I'm just getting started. And so I thought I would give you a little insight as to who I am and what I do. And that way you kind of learn me on a personal level. So my name's Deb. I own the Tiny Tree Gallery in Mount Clemens, Michigan. Don't let the name fool you. I don't sell trees. I do sell crystal trees, but I'm a crystal metaphysical shop. And it's a real tiny place, but it's so stinking cute. And yeah, that's what I do for a living. Prior to that, I worked, I have an early childhood degree. I worked in the autism field. I was an ABA therapist. Before that, I worked in a school system. So my background was always in the education field around working with kiddos. And I got to this point in my life, I think I was 55. I just couldn't keep up, I mean, the kids were running around, running me ragged, and I'm like, oh my gosh, I can't do this no more. And I remember sitting in my mom's living room, and my stepdad, who is actually my mom's next door neighbor, but he's been like a dad to me. The closest thing I've had to a dad in years, and because my father passed away at 60. And so we sat in the living room, and I'm just in tears. I'm like, I can't do this no more. My hours were getting cut, just a lot of crazy stuff going on. And he's like, well, what do you want to do? And I said, I'm tired of working for somebody else. I want to work for myself. And I was making these wire crystal trees, and doing a lot of wire wrap things with trees, that you see, the crystal money trees, as they call them. And I said, I want to have my own store. It's like, really? I said, I could do it. I'm really smart. I want to have my own store. This is what I want to do. I love creating. I always have considered myself an artist. And he said, well, let's get you a store. Okay. And at the time, I was working at a center for autism. And then on the weekends, I was at a trade center with my little custom trees, making trees. And so he's like, well, let's find you a store. I said, okay. So I started checking into different places like kiosks and that. And before I knew it, a mall contacted me and they wanted my store. They were really, curious about my little trees. And so yeah, I stopped working at my job. I basically got let go because I was only working 2 days a week. So I opened a store in a mall. Hi, Warlock. Yeah, Mama's not awake. And that's how I got my start. And then from there, I had the trees, and then I started getting more crystals in and doing more with crystals. and it was like going so good. Let me pull my hair back while I'm talking to you guys. My hair's really long, but I don't like it down. It drives me crazy. And so I started at the mall, and I was there for like, I don't know, about a year and a half, 2 years. And then they had a different management system that anytime something falters, it's due to management. That's just my opinion. And so they were talking about revamping this mall, closing it down, all this stuff. And it basically killed my business because people don't want to deal with construction and all that. So I had to think fast of what I wanted to do because things were starting to tank at the mall. And one of my customers came in and said, "Did you hear? The Crystal Shop in Mount Clemens is closing." And I'm like, "What?" And I knew that shop well. And I said, "What do you mean they're closing? They've been around forever." And they said, "The owner's retiring, so she's closing the store." I'm like, "No way." So the next day, I went over there, and sure enough, it was probably a week later, I went over there, and there's a sign in the window for rent. What? So I called the number, and I talked to the guy that owns it, Bob, nice man, and explained to him my situation. He had heard what was going on at the mall. You know, most business people that are influential in, you know, like businesses and stuff like that, and renters and property managers and that, they knew, you know. And he's like, "Yeah, I know what's going on." So long story short, I told him what I did. He checked out my website. He checked out my videos on different social media. And he rented the place to me. And it was a win-win because it was already known as a crystal shop. So that really helped because, you know, it's a small town there. So sometimes people might not have checked the store out for a few months, and they come back, it's still there, just under new ownership. And yeah, that's how I got my start doing that. And for the first year, things were so good. I mean, I was doing phenomenal. I'm taking the phone on the road here with me because I got to get a pack of smokes out of here. Okay. And so it was like, I was doing great. I was doing so good. And then this economy lately, in the last, I'd say 6-7 months, it has been a nightmare. With the inflation, with everything going on, the store started like really losing a lot of money. I mean, a lot. I had like probably between my different accounts about $10,000 saved up for emergencies. That was kind of like my, you know, retirement, so to speak, which is really not much when you look at the grand scheme of things. But in 6 months, I blew through it. I went through every penny of it trying to keep afloat because the store has to maintain itself not only, but it also has to pay for my home and all my bills. And I need probably like about $4,000 a month to run things and to keep, you know, that's for bills, for everything. Well, when you're only taking in about 1,000 or two, you're in a 3,000 to 4,000 deficit. So yeah, I went through that money real fast, but I'm not complaining because I'm thankful that I had it. You know, some people don't have that, you know, option. And, you know, they ain't making no money. They're living on the street. So I've been fortunate in that aspect. And I'm the type of person, I'm not materialistic. I don't care about materials. Back in my 20s and 30s, oh yeah, I was the designer queen. But I'm at this point in life, I just want serenity. I just want peace, you know? So I ended up, like, when things got really tough, last month I sold off all my designer handbags, you know, just to make rent. And people were like, "Oh my God, you sold off your Louis and your..." I don't care about that stuff. It's material. Your well-being is more important. There's no price for that, and your peace of mind and your serenity and your stability. I'd sell off everything. And so yeah, that's where it's been in the last couple months. I just opened back up 6 days a week, because what I was doing, I'm one of these, okay, if something isn't working, go on to plan B. That's just how I roll. And so I tried this one app I was told was really good for sales. And the first sale I did okay. I had to stay on for 8 hours, but I did okay. But that just didn't pan out. But there was a lot to it that I had to learn. And it was summertime, so I thought it's kind of slow at the store. So I closed during the week, Monday through Friday. And I focused on my live sales. And I was doing 2 different apps. And even, you guys, the live sales were tanking. So I just recently, this week, as a matter of fact, went back to being open 6 days a week. And then just the only day I'm closed is on Mondays. And so far, it's doing okay. Yesterday was pretty good. I can't complain. Yesterday I did pretty good. Friday was, what little I made, I went to the store on the way home because I needed cat food, dog food, and couple things, and it was like $80. This inflation's killing everybody. But yesterday I did pretty good, and I'm hoping today will be good. And then tonight I'm back to my old schedule. I'm back to doing what I used to do. And I do Sunday night lives on Facebook. I usually start them about 7:30, and yeah, those always went well. So it's like, when you try something new and venture out, don't ever be afraid to venture out and try something new. I don't want to be one of these people that go, oh, I wish I would have did that. Just try it. If it don't work, try something new. Which gets to my point. This is the new thing I want to try, you guys. I am so obsessed with this, and my stepdad keeps saying, in 14 months, I picture you living in a van. Do you ever watch Van Life? You guys, I want to do that. I sit there. I love small spaces anyways. And I watch van lifers all the time. Like, I was up yesterday till 2 in the morning watching Rowan and Ruby. I think that's the name. I love her. It's so real watching them, and how she survives in a van. She made it into a little house. They're so stinking cute. But I'd want a specific one. I want a Road Trek. Did you ever see those? If you've never seen a Road Trek, oh my God, I think it's like the Road Trek 210. I think that's the one. ROADTREK, Road Trek. Look them up. Like, go on here and type in living in a Road Trek. You'll be amazed. This little van, it's not a van, it's like a little camp. It's like a little house on wheels. It's got a little bitty kitchen. It's got the bedroom area. It's got the little sitting area. And you can revamp it. It's got a bathroom. I got to have a bathroom. I'm almost 60. I'll be 60 this year. As age hits you, it changes your system. I have to have a bathroom. And I love this. And I keep sitting here every night. I'm like, why do I have this big place? My place is like 1,500 square feet, 3 bedrooms, 2 baths. You know where I'm at? I'm in this little bitty kitchen every night, right here. There's my 2 cats. And my bed, and then I use the bathroom. And it's like, why? Why do I have all this? And then I'm paying so much for lot rent here. Love my park, but I own this place free and clear. And it still costs me $700 a month just for my rent, because it's sitting on a park property, and I sit here every night thinking, why am I doing this? Why? The only thing that stops me, you guys, the only thing that stops me from selling all this and selling off everything and getting me a van and just living in a freaking van, and I already have a plan there too, is my animals. I have 3 black cats and my senior dog who just woke up. Hi, Lula. She's like 15. I could handle maybe 1 Where do you put 3 cats and a dog? And then I got Lily at the store. She's now my store cat that I rescued. I don't know if you saw the little short video I did of her. She's so stinking cute. So I have 4 cats and a dog. You can't comfortably live in a van with all these animals, and that's what stops me. And it's like, I so want to do this. I do. It's like an obsession. I love watching the van lifers. I think it's just cool. And my thought would be, keep the store for now and then have the van. And there's like a parking lot next to my, like on the corner of my street where it's private. It's got that gate arm that goes up, and you can pay the owners of that complex and park there. So if I had a van that I was living in, I could park my van there, and then I have my store, which upstairs is like a little apartment. You guys seen that, but you can't live up there because it's not zoned for that, so you can get in trouble. But I have like the little living room sitting area. I have a bathroom up there. I have things. So I could park at the store and then like hang out up there every night. And maybe if all 4 cats got along, they could be upstairs together. And then I have my little house on wheels next door. I think about all these things. I'm just one of these, I don't sleep much. One of these weirdos that think about stuff like that. But down the line, you know, I have to secure my future. I don't have a pension anymore. I don't have anything. I had to cash out my pension from the school years ago, basically just to survive. So I'm trying to solidify my future somehow. And I thought, how cool would it be if I had the van? I watch the senior van lifers too. And just have like a little traveling crystal shop. You know, do the different shows. And yet I live in it. I'm like, that would be off the freaking hook. And in my brain, I can picture all this. But then I look around and it's like, okay, I have to have coffee in the morning. When I wake up, I beeline to the kitchen and my Keurig machine is already ready to go. I know it would be a big life change, but it sure would be fun. I think I could do it. You know, I watch all these different things. I'm not a big TV person, but I watch, like, I saw this one video maybe. This senior, she was in her like 80s. She gave up everything. She's like, I'm not going to no nursing home. You know what she did? She lived on cruise ships, you guys. Get the hell out of here. She lived on a cruise ship. She would just take cruise after cruise after cruise. She was just like a regular. She just rebook. And her thought was, I'm traveling to different places. I'm seeing the world. I got a comfortable little cozy cabin. I got, you know, like 5-star chef food. I got doctors on board if I get sick. I'm like, she goes, and it's cheaper than a nursing home and a, you know, assisted living. I'm like, that's genius. She thought outside the box. I'm like, when I get that old, if I got the money, that's what I'm doing. That'd be kind of fun. But I just, you know, when you start hitting my age, you know, and it creeps up on you so quick. I mean, I sit here sometimes and go, oh my God, I'm going to be 60. I don't feel 60. My brain's still sharp as a tack. Where'd all the time go? It seems like just last week I was like 25 years old, and now I'm going to be 60. And when your mindset changes, you know, it's like, I don't even like doing live sales from my store because I don't want to walk out at 11 o'clock at night. You know, you're talking to a person that had no fear. I was like in my 20s and 30s. I was a force to be reckoned with. I was a fighter. There was nothing stopping me. I had no fear. And if somebody challenged me, I'd kick your ass. That's just me. I was like, back in the day, I was a tough little broad. But now at this age, I find myself so much more cautious. I drive slower. You know, everything, you know, I don't know what happened. It's like, my God, where did Debbie go? But, you know, I have to say, I am more happier at this point in my life, even though the store's struggling, I'm struggling financially. I'm happy. You know, I did the married life thing, not once, not twice, 3 times. I will be single the rest of my life. I will be solo. I thought about changing the name of this channel to Flying Solo, you know, something like that, because I've been on my own now for over 10 years, and I've never been happier. It works for me. And I got my animals. They're my family. We're like just jumped by the water. What'd you see, buddy? He was by the water dish and he just jumped. But you know, I've never been happier. I'm just really content with my life. I like my life. I don't have nothing fancy. I don't live fancy. This place, when I got it, was a handyman special. I fixed it up. Design on a dime, basically. Freebie stuff off Marketplace, thrift stores. And my place is pretty cute. So, you know, I've always been kind of thrifty. I've always been creative. So I know the next chapter in my life, I'm going to go out with a bang. I just know it. Whatever I do, whatever I set my mind to, I can achieve. I just wanted your thoughts. What do you think? You think Debbie's crazy? She wants to sell everything and live in a van? I was showing my friends that came into the store yesterday. We were talking about that. And I showed them this video of a road truck van and the guy that was living in it. And they're like, looking in, and I know they probably thought, you're crazy, girl, you're crazy. Most women want the fancy house. They want nice stuff, you know. Me, I could care less about that. You know what my dream would be? To have a little log cabin house in the woods, self-sufficient. I don't care if I had electricity. There's ways around all that stuff. But just to be out in nature, be away from everything, and just something little tiny, you know. Me, my animals, I could so do that. My mom laughs. She goes, I could throw you in the woods and you could survive. Yeah, I'd find a way. I've been in survival mode for so many years, you know. And that's like I taught people laugh at me. You know, we all were living in crazy times and people talking World War III and all this stuff. Here's my thought. If it went down to that, you know, like the Russia, China or something, we got into a war, they're not going to set off nukes to like bomb our cities and all that. You know what's going to happen? This is just my thought. You know, don't hold me to it. This is just my personal belief. They're not going to do that. They're going to shut down our power grid. Shut it straight down. Why do you think Trump wants the Iron Dome over the United States? Because they shut down the satellites, they shut down the power grid. Americans would destroy themselves straight up. You think about it. You're sitting here, like right now, we're sitting. Everything is run from power, electric. All of a sudden, bam, lights go off. Fridge stops working. Everything, the whole electric grid goes down. We go into a worldwide blackout. And that can happen because our other countries, they have missiles that can do that, from what I've been told. That means your new cars, they're all electric, all that stuff. They ain't working. Done. That's how they would do it. Your water supply, everything is electric powered. You'd have your water supply shuts off. Food stores, all that. You know what's going to happen in 1 hour? You've seen. When they've had trouble with the water system, you go to buy water, people are like crazy. They're in the grocery store and they're just ransacking everything. So that would have, you know, picture that. So you have to always have a plan of action. And I'm not one of these like, the end of the world type of people. I'm not. But I always think about that because we live in crazy times. Think about it. If 15 or 10 years ago, somebody would have told you, guess what? We're going to have a pandemic. And you know what? We're shutting down America. You can't go to the grocery store. You can't leave your house. You got to wear a mask. You got to get an injection. Who would have thought that? You're going to the grocery store. You're only allowed 2 meats. Would you have ever believed that would happen in America? If somebody told me that 10 years ago, I looked at them like, you're a freaking nut job. So my point, you know, it's like you have to always have a plan of action. If that could happen, anything's possible. And people laugh at me because in my closet, I'm ready to go. I have a big backpack with certain things I need. I have a month's worth of emergency food. I have the life straws, so you can like basically go to a puddle and drink it. It filters the water. I have solar. I have battery backup stuff. I have the crank radio. I have all that. And it wasn't because I'm like one of these, paranoid, oh, the world's going to end type of thing. 4 years ago, I was planning this. Okay, I'm going to live in a van. That's what I'm going to do to eliminate bills. So I've had all this stuff. And the emergency food, I don't know how I ended up with that. I was watching some ad on Patriots, and it just sounded like something good to do. So I bought it. And just in case, you never know. If I become homeless because I can't afford my bills, at least I got some food. But I think about all these things, and it's like, we live in scary times. We really do. And as much as I love having a brick and mortar and having my crystal store, for some reason I'm intrigued by the thought of living in a van and just traveling around and doing shows and having a traveling crystal shop. So what's your thought, you guys? You think I'm crazy on that one? I mean, they're not cheap, those vans. I mean, to get a decent one, it's like $30,000, and that's for an older one. But if you look at it's like a one-time spending, and then you're done. No rent, no electric, there's a lot I'd have to figure out with that, but I don't know why I am obsessed with this idea. I just don't know why. I guess it's just the freedom, it's the freedom of not having to worry, about rent and gas and electric and water and all these things. Yeah, you still have other expenses, but it's not the same. And you don't like where you're at, you just start the truck and go. I watch van life, I swear to God, every single night. That's what I do. I don't watch TV. I'm on there watching, I'm learning different things about it, and I'm like, ooh, that's cool, and yeah, I'm obsessed. I think I'm losing my fruity little mind. I don't know. So anyway, that's a little bit about me. Now you're knowing who the crazy lady is that runs the Tiny Tree Gallery. You're looking at her right now. Just waking up, trying to drink coffee. And I thought, this is kind of fun. I want to come on here. I know nothing about YouTube, guys. I really don't. I am not tech savvy. I'm not. I mastered Facebook. That's about as good as I'm at. So I wouldn't even know how to edit this video. I wouldn't know how to add anything. I guess it's just a learning curve. It's a learning process. But I love talking to people. I love interacting. And so I'm going to come on here and I'm just going to be me, I mean, I might slip up once in a while and, sometimes the F-bomb comes out of my mouth, so don't hold me against that. Because I do have a mouth like a sailor. And sometimes I have no filters. Shit just comes out of my mouth and then I'm going, oh my God, did I just say that? So don't always take me with a grain of salt, because sometimes your girl just shoots straight from the hip. But I think that's why people like me, because I am real. I'm not one of these that sugarcoat stuff. I don't. Tell me straight to my face the facts. I'd rather have somebody hurt me with the truth than sugarcoat and try to kill me with kindness and a lie. So I'm one of these that I just tell it like it is. And so yeah, if you like what you're hearing and you like what you're seeing, I'm trying to do different videos of my crystals and the store and me, just so you can kind of get a perception of who I am and what I do. Like the page, subscribe, give me your thoughts. And yeah, good morning. That's about it. And I'm watching my silly cats. So anybody know how you could live in a van with 4 cats? Is it possible? Yeah, leave your thoughts in the comments. I don't think it is, but if it is, I want to know. Because the more I look around my house, the more it's like, I want a tiny little place, and I just think that would be fun. I don't know why. I'm one of these people, you guys, that I'm very comfortable alone. I'm very comfortable flying solo by myself. it's when I'm most content, is when I'm all by myself with my animals. So I'm a people person, but I love my solo time, if you want. So yeah. Anyways, I'm looking at the clock. It's 10:15, and thank God it's Sunday, because I don't open till noon. So I got a little bit of time, get in the shower and drink about 4 more cups of coffee, because I'm just not waking up good. But anyways, I just want to tell you, thanks for watching. Thanks for listening to me. Sometimes I ramble on, but it's, you know, it's that selective memory going on at 60. But I will be showcasing different videos on crystals. I'll be showcasing different videos of my store. Yeah, so just come along for the ride, and God only knows what'll come out of my mouth. You just never know. You never know what subject we're going to be talking about. But yeah, so I'm Deb, and nice to meet you, and y'all have a blessed day, and I'll talk to you real soon. Bye for now.